Hey everybody, welcome to the Redmen TV. I'm Steve Hoare, about to bring you a clip from our JNO Insight show. Each and every week I have the Liverpool Echo's LFC correspondent Paul Gorst here in the studio talking about loads and loads of different topics. This week, amongst others, we spoke about Alisson Becker, his injury, what that means for his future, Kelleher, Mamardashvili, all that good stuff. So yeah, check that out. If you want to watch the show in full or indeed listen to it as a podcast, go to redmenplus.com, sign up as a captain subscriber on a monthly basis. Use the promo code JOURNO, JOURNO, and you'll get 50% off for that first month. So go and check it out, all the other good stuff. But yeah, here's me and Paul talking about Liverpool's #1 goalkeeper. The big talking point from the game at Palace, obviously other than the win, which was fantastic, was Alisson Becker's injury. It's been reported since by yourself. I've got it here on the Echo website. Go and check it out, guys, if you want more information as well. But Liverpool dealt huge Alisson Becker injury blow as the scan confirms the worst. Goes on to say Liverpool are facing the prospect of not having Alisson until late November after scans revealed his hamstring injury. They confirmed the hamstring tear and the shortstop will be absent until at least the other side of November's international break as a minimum. So yeah, the second he goes down and he's smacking the floor, it looked bad. I mean, him, like, I know you were, I saw Lewis Steele put a video out of him, couldn't even get up the stairs or out of Crystal Palace. It didn't look great. And yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, that November felt like a good outcome for me when I saw that, because I thought it was a real shocker one. But again, it's another massive blow for Liverpool. The goalkeeper out for what is now, like mentioned before, a massive run of fixtures against the likes. You've got Chelsea coming up, you've got Champions League, you've got back-to-back against Brighton. There's a lot going on there for Liverpool to have to get through without the goalkeeper. Yeah,
I think he went down actually before the ball went out to play. I think he wanted to play stopped and it didn't, and then I don't know whether Trent saw that, but Trent Alexander-Arnold tries to play the pass back to him and then he just wellies it out, doesn't he? He goes down, it's his right hamstring. And yeah, you mentioned that video from Lewis Steele there. I was actually next to Lewis as Alisson came by, and he sort of did that thing where he was on the phone. Sometimes they pretend they're on the phone type of thing, so they don't have to say no. And he got asked from a Portuguese reporter, or I think possibly ESPN Brazil, how is it? It was in Portuguese, and he offered a bit of a sort of reply, but I don't think he needed a sort of masters in Portuguese to know that it wasn't a particularly positive update. He gave a little bit of a half-hearted thumbs up, but it was as he was climbing the stairs that he started to see sort of how serious it was. He barely lifted his right leg at all and was just using the left one to navigate the stairs towards the exit and the team coach, and he looked really forlorn, down in the dumps, as you'd understand. He's since had a scan, and the scan has confirmed that it is a particularly serious one. He's going to be out until late November at the earliest, so he's going to miss some big games in there. Arsenal away, Chelsea at Anfield, Leverkusen and Leipzig in the Champions League, Brighton in the Cup, Brighton at home as well as in the Premier League. So some huge games, and it's this is not really a new thing for Liverpool now, is it? Alisson injury concerns, and we've spoken at length about the reasons for bringing in Mamardashvili and the wisdom behind keeping Kelleher, and this is all sort of proving to be. So yeah, massive blow for Liverpool. And the good news is, I guess, is that Kelleher has had plenty of experience of deputising now, and he's barely put a foot wrong, and he played, 26 games last season, I think. So, a chance for him to step up once again and prove why he's got the nickname that he doesn't want, really, which is being the best number 2 in the business. Yeah,
he wants to be number 1, and he's going to get a chance for a while. I'll be honest, when I saw the injury, and then I saw the reports from yourselves about November and stuff, I immediately say I think that doesn't feel long enough. Again, I'm not a medic, I've got no idea, but I think he missed 15 games last time with the injury. I mean, at this moment in time, it's 6 games, but a significant hamstring tear. Like say, 6 games takes Liverpool. Well, the international break obviously is after Villa on the November 9th, so you're talking like a month away from now. Even that feels quite short term, really. I think Liverpool, if you said to Liverpool now, you can have them back for Southampton on the 24th, I bet they bite their hand off, because I mean, I'm guessing the reporting from yourselves is like at least until November. Is there a possibility it could be extended past that as well? It's the injury he had last season, at the time when it initially happened, there was talk of him being out for the season. I think he gets it in February and then he eventually comes back. Just missed maybe April, 2.5 months. So yeah, possibly. It depends on how he obviously responds to treatments and so on. And it's not a brand new injury, I guess. I think he was playing through the pain barrier
for the AC Milan game. I think he really wanted to sort of play in that as playing in the San Siro in the Champions League and all that sort of stuff. I think he wanted to be involved in that, and then he gets injured. The injury sort of becomes known after that. He misses the Bournemouth game, he missed the West Ham game in the Cup, which he probably wouldn't have played anyway. But I think he's just sort of been battling through it, and then finally it's reached breaking point, and we are where we are. So I think maybe that diagnosis is a best case scenario.
I was going to say, it's a bit like stoppage time. There's a minimum of 6 minutes. If you play to 8, it feels like at least 6. And I think Liverpool bite your hand off. Like say, I'm looking at Kelleher's appearances from last season. So Kelleher starts Burnley on the 10th of February. He also starts Atalanta on the 11th of April. So Alisson was out for 15 games there, where Keith Kelleher was just in goal all the time. So you're all right, moving on to conversation. At least Liverpool have got that going for them. They didn't have it the weekend. Thankfully it didn't cost them. Yaros did well enough, but the fact that Kelleher was looking for a move, didn't get it, this is why really Liverpool now have got a more than capable goalie, but he's got another chance, Keith Kelleher here, Paul, to prove his worth to somebody. If it's not Liverpool, games against Arsenal, games against Chelsea, Champions League ties, Aston Villa, these are big old opportunities for Keith Kelleher to get himself a better move, because with all due respect, Nottingham Forest were bidding late on in the window. He probably wants a better move than that. Here's his chance.
100%, and also as well, the flip side is if he'd have left Liverpool in the summer, he wouldn't be playing in these sort of glamorous ties that are coming up for Liverpool. You think of the interest that's going to be in that Arsenal game in late October, and even the Chelsea game on the other side of the break. That is, Chelsea having a good season, aren't they, by sort of recent standards, so that is going to be a huge game for him as well. And then obviously in the Champions League is what everyone in European football is aspiring to play in. So some real big opportunities for him to take. I'm sure he will. He hasn't really let Liverpool down in the X amount of appearances he made since he came through as a youngster all those years ago at MK Dons in the Carabao Cup. So a big opportunity for him, and like you say, maybe even put himself in the shop window really, but he won't be looking at it like that, I'm sure. But opportunity knocks for him again, and I'm sure he will do his best. I
suppose, and this goes back to the earlier point about Alisson, because there's a massive conversation to have around him. Keith Kelleher's next game is going to be his 50th game for Liverpool. That's a lot of games for your backup goalkeeper to play. Usually your backup goalie plays a couple of cup games here and there, so he made his first appearance as that in 2019-20, obviously.
It's 10 a season really, isn't it? Or 10 a year.
Well, he's gone 4-5-8-4, but then 26-2. Remember, the first Alisson injury was Adrian, and he made all those appearances as well. But like, for your backup goalies to have 49, the last backup goalie to play a lot, like the Alisson thing, it isn't going away, Paul. Is this the reason, do you think, why Liverpool were keen to do business for a goalkeeper in the summer, and why Mamardashvili will be at the club probably next summer?
Yeah, I think we spoke about it at the time, didn't we, that sort of in isolation it's a deal that makes sense, because Liverpool sort of future-proofing for their goalkeeper department. Alisson is in his 30s now, just turned 32 last Wednesday, wasn't it? And Mamardashvili was 9 years younger, really emerging with Valencia, and had a great Euros with Georgia. And it was one that made sense sort of on its own merits, but we were viewing it against the sort of wider backdrop at the time of, are they getting a centre-back? Did they need a number 6? What's happening up front? And at the time there wasn't really anything happening on any of those fronts, were there? And that was why there was some sort of head-scratching going on around Mamardashvili. But already Liverpool have sort of been proven, that the wisdom of that move has already been proven out, that Alisson is a goalkeeper who will pick up injuries, and it's why you do need to look ahead to the long term. So you can certainly see why Liverpool have sort of mobilised to get that deal done for next year. Kept Kelleher, and that injury history now of Alisson is a real worry. It's sort of, we always used to talk about how great Daniel Sturridge was when he's fit, and it's almost looking at that sort of, that way of thinking now for Alisson, isn't it? Because he's undoubtedly, one of the best in the world, if not the best. You could have a healthy debate about that, but he's missing more and more games now over certainly the last 18 months or so, and it has to be considered a huge worry now for Liverpool. Yeah,
I was going to say, I was going to bring his record up here for appearances. Alisson, like he arrived obviously 2018-19. He's played 271 games for Liverpool. It's not like he hasn't played them, but if you think about it, that is over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full seasons of 50 games roughly Liverpool have been playing, and then obviously this season so far. So really, there's an opportunity there for him to have played upwards of like 350 games roughly. You know what I mean?
I mean,
so
he shouldn't miss many games, should he? The ones that you're sort of happy for him to sit out are domestic cup games. And Liverpool's 1 year in the Europa League where I don't think anyone had any qualms with Kelleher stepping in. But Champions League and Premier League, you want Alisson Becker in goal for them every single time. And he's just missing more and more, isn't he? Obviously, Liverpool went in the Champions League last season, but already this season you're looking at it and he's probably going to miss, well, he will miss Leverkusen and Leipzig, just to name two. So, and he probably should have sat out a third at Milan because that's where the injury is aggravated. So, yeah, it's like I say, it's becoming more and more of a concern as time goes on.
Yeah, a couple more questions around the Alisson topic, then it's a fascinating one. There's loads of ways you can go. How big a blow is this to Liverpool? Because you mentioned before you think he is one of, if not the best goalies in the world. We all agree Kevin Kelleher is really good, but he's not one of the best 5 goalies in the world. For example, Alisson Becker is. So in terms of Liverpool's aspirations, what they want to do over the next month or two or whatever without Alisson, how big a blow do you think it is? How big a part do you think he's been so far in this excellent defensive records? Yeah,
I mean, he's the thing about Alisson, I think what makes him so good is he doesn't really make the spectacular saves. Doesn't really have to, because his footwork is probably more advanced than other goalkeepers, where he doesn't have to get in those positions, as he just sort of cuts it out a little bit earlier. It'd be fascinating to speak to a sort of goalkeeping expert on that type of stuff. But I think if the back four in front of the goalkeeper can stay fit, because Liverpool aren't conceding too many massive chances, are they? They've got the best defensive record in the Premier League, as we say, and I can't really think of too many chances where you think they've got away with one there that the other team should have scored. Maybe Eze should have done better late on Saturday, but Yaros dealt with it comfortably enough. But I can't think of too many other chances for teams. So Liverpool, as a sort of system, that's working at the back with the back 5 and then the 2 in front, like I say. So if they can keep the back 5 or the back 4 fit, and then the 2 in front of them, there shouldn't be too many reasons to think that they're going to start shipping goals left and right, because we know Kelleher is competent enough of a goalkeeper to do well in certain situations. I thought he made a couple of really good saves against Bournemouth in the Premier League game. So yeah, it's a blow undoubtedly, and you'd want him fit, particularly for Arsenal away, when you think they might come under siege a little bit more. But I think Kelleher will back himself to prove himself again as a really able deputy. And look, it's a blow. There's no really way that you can get away from it. But on the flip side, this is why Liverpool are firm in their belief that Kelleher is one of the best backups around, and now it's up to him to show that again. Yeah,
it's time to prove it. And then the last question, I suppose, and then I'm putting you on the spot here, I do apologise in advance. The Mamardashvili thing was always, he signed, he'll be playing for Liverpool at some point. We don't know exactly when it's going to be. The things like this make it more likely than not then that he may be the number 1 next year. Like, they might just go, we love Alisson, he's fantastic, he's brilliant. Might be able to get some money for him, getting a younger guy who feels like at this moment in time, we'll see, maybe is a little bit more robust, because he's going to play at some point. It's just a matter of when, not if. Just things like this make that when perhaps a little bit sooner than maybe first anticipated.
Maybe, yeah, but I think as long as Alisson Becker is at the club, I think there will always be a determination to make sure that he's the number 1. I think I couldn't see a world where Mamardashvili comes in next summer and then Liverpool are actively looking to move on Alisson. The Saudi Arabia interest was there. I think he revealed as much last month, was it?
Yeah.
But I think there is an element of just taking the rough with the smooth on this. He is a brilliant player who was occasionally injured, and that's not a unique thing to him. It's a little bit different as it's a goalkeeper, where it doesn't tend to happen as much, but there's been loads of cases throughout the years of Liverpool having great players who just can't quite get on the pitch as often as they'd like, and they are indulged a little bit more because they know that once they're on the pitch they are brilliant, and Alisson falls into that bracket now, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll keep an eye on the Alisson stuff and see what comes with it in the future, but yeah, I'm sure Keith Kelleher will be fine. We all trust him.